Hello everyone and welcome back to the Calling of All. This is Zion, and today I really wanted to go over and talk to you about meditation. And I know that there's a lot of things online and on YouTube and on the internet about meditation and how meditation works and different theories, different ideas, but I wanted to share with you what works for me and what really works for me on a deep level. And not just go over kind of how it works or some of the theories, but actually like practically, how do I do it? How do I reach this state of oneness? And the first part of it is obviously finding a place that's away from it a little bit. I like to go out to nature, out into the forest, and I have this big rock that I sit on, and rocks work great for energy. And I sit on this rock and just kind of take it all in, take in the experience and the trees and the birds and the clouds and everything else. And first it's the posture. You sit down, and I like to do it cross-legged. And what I'll do is I'll kind of just sit up straight and kind of shake things off. It's good to stretch first and just kind of get all that tension out. And I'll sit down and kind of thoughts will start to pop in. And I mean, we're constantly thinking. It's an ever going process, right? These thoughts will start to flood in, and this thought and that thought and whatever else. And what I do is, every time a thought pops in, I recognize it, I see it, I label it, and then I remove it. And I move on to the next thought. That's just the first little bit. But start from the beginning, where we sit down. I like to have a posture. I put my hands on my legs, palms up, back straight, and I start by just focusing on my breath. I focus in through the nose, out through the mouth. I focus on that, and I almost picture I feel the cool of the air going through my nose, and I almost picture a light going into my lungs, and then going out of my mouth as kind of a waste, or a byproduct of waste, right? Breathing in that fresh air and releasing the waste. Now, as I'm sitting there, I start by doing this, and then the thoughts will pop in, and then I'll, I just kind of push them away. And I first start with just that basic breathing. Now, from there, what I do is, this is a very, very important step. And this step, if you miss this step, it will be so hard to reach a meditative state. What you need to do is, I like to picture it as like an orb of light, a warm orb of light. And I start at the tips of my toes, and I tell myself, relax the toes, relax the feet. Now, you don't have to say this out loud, obviously. You just kind of go over it in your head, but as you do it, you follow this orb as you're telling yourself. And that orb relaxes things. And it's amazing how much tension you have in your body everywhere. But I start with the toes, and I say, relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the ankles, relax the calves, relax the knees, relax the thighs, inner thigh, outer thigh, relax the groin, relax the butt, the buttocks, relax the lower back. And it moves up, relax the stomach, relax the chest. Now, obviously you want to do this a little bit slower than I'm doing it, just for the sake of time. And you move all the way through. You relax the upper arms, lower arms, the hands, even the fingers. A lot of people don't think of these areas too, but the middle back, upper back, the neck, even your jaw, relax your jaw. Relax your eyebrows, relax your cheek muscles, relax your ears, the top of your head, your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your tongue. You have a lot of tension in your tongue. And once you've gotten through this step, once you've gotten through this state of full relaxation, I mean, even to the point of relax your organs, follow this light on the way up. And as you're relaxing things, see that light kind of cleansing that area, and relax that state. Stay in an upright position, It allows that energy to go through. And once you're fully relaxed, and you've fully gotten each of your muscles to basically kind of droop, so to speak, you start breathing again. And of course you're breathing throughout this whole thing, I would hope. But you begin breathing, focusing on that breath again. Focusing on in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now there's an exercise I like to do at about this stage, where I breathe in through my nose for about 4 seconds. So hold it for 4 seconds. Release for 4 seconds. These are slow seconds. And you do that again. And you do that about 4 times. And just stay with 4s. 4, 4, 4. Then you move to 5. And you breathe in through the nose, 5 seconds. Hold for 5 seconds. Out for 5 seconds. Do that 5 times. Move to 6, 7, 8. And if you can make it, 9 and 10. And hopefully by this point, your state of being will be slowed, your heart rate will be slowed, everything will be kind of in this oneness state where it becomes easier to hold your breath, to take these breaths in, to hold them, release them. It feels more natural and more natural as you go. Now as this is happening, what this does is allows you to focus on this and remove those thoughts. And notice that if a thought pops in, it doesn't matter what it is, it's just a thought, and you can think about it later. This is your meditation time. This isn't your thinking time. You have thinking time. Save that for a different time. Right? So, as you're meditating and as you're focusing on this, and you're focusing on your breath, again, the counting, everything is relaxed. From there, once I've reached a little bit further through those exercises, you can do what's called double nostril breathing. And this basically pumps a little extra oxygen in you and releases some of the toxins. And there's yogi masters that talk about that use this technique where they hold their hand over their stomach and they and obviously I lifted my lifted my shoulders there. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be in the stomach. It's all here in the solar plex. Now what you do is you do a double breath in through your nose and then double breath out of your mouth. Now you don't want to over-exhaust this or overdo this because you will make yourself pass out. You don't want that. But this will actually kind of amplify you. And you'll notice that all of a sudden you'll start getting this rush of thoughts because you're actually you're stimulating your body. What that's also doing is that's releasing some of those toxins, and that's allowing so much oxygen to enter your brain where now yes, there's the thoughts, but if once you reach that meditative state beyond this point, you'll be so much more clear. Now you use this double breathing technique. And beyond there, you can even go back to the counting technique. Now remember, every once in a while you're going to notice that tension will start to build again. You'll start focusing on an itch or focusing on that. Remove that. But if you have to, go back to step 1. Go back to the step where you relax the ankles, relax the knees, relax the thighs, the stomach, whatever else. And then go back again through the cycle of the counting. The counting to 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 5 in, 5 hold, 5 out, so on and so forth. Once you've reached a stage where you start to drift, I like to say, you can now go to a thing that a technique called pranayama. Pranayama is a very powerful method where you take an affirmation and you use an affirmation to focus on, to remove those other thoughts. Now, an affirmation can be anything. One of the first affirmations I used was in this body I am peaceful. In this body I am peaceful. And you basically repeat that in your mind. You breathe in this body, as you're breathing in, of course. I am peaceful as you let it out. And you repeat that. Now, You can make any affirmation that you want, and with these affirmations, what it allows you to do is focus, and it makes it to where the distractions of the thoughts or whatever just kind of, they're easier to push out. Now, the most powerful affirmation that I've found myself that works for me is what's called Hung Saw. Now, Hung Saw is a very powerful technique that is taught through yogi masters and monks, and they use this Hung Saw as a means of meditation and this affirmation. What it is Hung Saw doesn't mean anything. It's a lack of words. It's kind of just it's nonsense, right? Now, that's what's important about it. When you take an affirmation, and yes, you can remove those thoughts, like let's say for instance, in this body I am peaceful, in this body I am peaceful. You're still applying thoughts to those words. You're still saying, in this body I am peaceful, and maybe you think of body, so you think, oh, I'm achy and my body hurts, or maybe, oh, I need to go to the doctor, or, in this body I'm peaceful, like, you just start, all these things start flooding, because you're using sentences, you're using words that you understand. With Hung Saw, there's something very powerful about it, that it's the natural way of breathing already. If you breathe in through your mouth with your mouth open, or in through your nose, rather, with your mouth open, it creates a kind of feeling, so hum, so. And then out of your mouth would be so. And you see, it's very powerful because you're focusing on still words or still phrases, hung, saw. But your body is naturally creating that sound anyway, hung, saw. What this does is it allows you to kind of remove this language thing. It makes it to where none of it is something you can relate to. None of it is something that you can trail off with your mind with. And when you use this Hung Saw for a while, again after each one of the steps, and you've gotten to Hung Saw, you continue to do this for a while. And eventually Hung Saw will kind of disappear. And you just kind of get this sense of oneness. And what happens is you get kind of an omnipresence. You feel a little bit detached from this vessel that you call you. And you start to see the bigger picture. The thoughts that now are able to come in because your mind has been cleared, has been kind of resolved of all this distractional stuff. What it does is it clears that so that the new thoughts that are now coming in, the new thoughts that are rising into your mind, are very powerful ones that are true. True because you're no longer lying to yourself with these distractions or these ideas. You're now focused on basically nothing. So the truth starts popping in. But you don't start judging the truth. You actually just observe the truth. And when you observe that truth, you start to get a different idea of what maybe you should be doing, or maybe you shouldn't be doing. It's a very powerful thing. I promise you, if you focus and you work on your meditation 1 hour a day, even a half hour a day, screw it, every day, for the next year, just find the time. If you don't think you have the time, you do. And you can find it. I promise you. I like to do it more towards the middle of the day, a little early on, because if you do it towards night, you're going to be tired. It's going to put you to sleep. That's not going to help you much. You need the energy. You want that energy so that when you reach this meditative state, you're still able to think. You're still able, and not think in the way that we think normally, but think in the way where a truth pops in. And you can kind of see it in a different way. You begin to understand it in a different way. And it's amazing how you can take these truths, and now because you've gotten to the state, you can even remove those if you want. And they become kind of obsolete. Many of the things that don't truly matter, that is. You know, meditation is very powerful. And I do believe that if you focus on this and you work towards it, the answers that you're looking for and that you're seeking will come to you. And they will come to you rapidly and easily. And your life will change very fast in a way that you've always wanted it to, but could never quite achieve. Alright. Well, I'm going to be taking off. Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for checking out this video. Please subscribe, leave a like, or a dislike. Either way, it's fine with me. Have a great day. Take care.